Assalamu alaikum and a very warm welcome to another episode of Bridging Academia and Industry, Shaping the Future Together. This podcast series is from Career Service Office, and in this series we try to entertain and bring together people from industry, CEOs, policymakers, to bring together collaboration for industry and academia. Today we are very honored to have a very distinguished guest, industry leader and a visionary entrepreneur, Mr. Usman Shaukat, who is currently the president of Rawalpindi Chamber of Commerce. Mr. Shaukat is the executive director of Biolabs USA, Bionex Pharmaceutical, and ZH Therapeutics. His company's footprints are almost over 18 plus countries. Mr. Usman Shaukat is a graduate of University of Virginia, and he has his master's in finance and international business. He has completed executive programs from Harvard University and London Business School. With an illustrative career in Wall Street, roles in global organizations, also leading roles in entrepreneur organization, his influence in the industrial landscape brings together global vision and local impacts. Today's conversation will rotate around students' skills, industry needs, and how this industry-academy linkage can bring together strong, positive collaborations. A very warm welcome, Usman Shaukat sir.
Thank you so much.
So did you get the chance to go around the campus and see the university?
Yes, I did, and it's a fabulous campus, outstanding work that you're doing. I must congratulate ICRA University on the amazing work that you're doing and beautiful campus.
We are very much at the heart of the city, and generally we say seeing is believing for ICRA. Usman sir, you are, mashallah, currently the president of Rawalpindi Chamber of Commerce. And generally when I ask students what do they know about the chambers, mostly they are very general answers. So before we start, I would love to know that what exactly is the Chamber of Commerce, how does it work, how many members do you have, and how it can help support young students who are going to start their careers in the near future.
Sure, thank you. It's a very important question that you've asked. And of course, the Chambers of Commerce, the way I put it is, are serving as bridges between the policymakers, the government, and the businessmen on the ground. Basically, any business or any entity, corporate entity, does not really have any representation or representative body. Fine, we have trade bodies that represent certain sectors, but there are many businesses that are not large enough or big enough to even be represented at any level or platform. So that's where the Chambers of Commerce come in. Right. The Chambers of Commerce basically represent छोटे से छोटा, बड़े से बड़ा. Our members are 13,000 plus members. Okay. Rawalpindi Chamber was established in 1952. We're the third largest chamber. We have 13,000 plus members. इसमें हमारे पास एक राजा बाजार के दुकानदार से लेके, we have companies like cement manufacturers, pharmaceutical manufacturers that have revenues in billions of rupees. So the spectrum is quite wide, and our goal is to safeguard the interest of all our members, and that's what the Chambers of Commerce do. Of course, down the line, you have issues with taxation, you have issues with other government departments, and a lot of times the businessman feels that I don't have a platform where I can raise my voice, and where can I go and get redressal of, let's say, any harassment that's being done by any government institution. हम अक्सर सुनते हैं कि जी टैक्स वाले harass कर रहे हैं किसी business को, उनको undue tax notices आ रहे हैं, and other departments, we hear about government departments using coercive tactics a lot of times, against people, and that's how bureaucracy is globally. And that's where the chamber comes in, and that's where the chamber raises the voice for them. So chamber really is a bridge between the business community and the policymakers.
So that means that chamber is really there to support,
absolutely,
come together when these kind of challenges come.
Absolutely, and especially when important events in the country are happening. For example, the federal budget. Now, the federal budget is basically the roadmap for the next year. It's how the government is going to operate for the next year. And budget में ये specify किया जाता है कि जी textile industry पे क्या tax होगा, और industry पे क्या tax बढ़ेगा, कम होगा, whatever the fiscal or monetary modalities are, वो उसमें लिखी जाती है. अब उसमें chambers of commerce have an input. Right. So we interact with the finance ministry, Minister of Finance, multiple meetings hoti, and we go and become the voice of the business community. Okay, this is what the government needs to give in the budget. So that's where we also come in when the important, things like the budget are being formulated, and then of course policies. A lot of times, आज हम सुनते हैं industrial policies are being made for different sectors. That's again where the chambers come in. They give their inputs. Right. What should be the policies going forward, because they have the pulse of the people or the businesses.
Yeah, I mean, having 13,000 members, that's quite a lot of a number and big representation. Whether the government listens to you in certain capacity or not, that's a different debate.
Yes.
So why and how should these students reach out to various chambers?
I mean, again, reaching out is very, very simple. Chambers are very, transparent bodies. आप चेंबर तशरीफ लाएं, you can walk in. A lot of the students from different various institutions attach themselves with chambers. और chambers का भी ये काम है to sort of handhold these students, these upcoming entrepreneurs, whatever their goals in life are. अब मैं हमेशा students को कहता हूँ कि if you ever come to a chamber and you come to let's say Rawalpindi chamber और आप बताएं कि जी I am a student of healthcare and I need a mentor in pharmaceuticals, so the chamber would be very gladly there to help you get to those mentors. Mentorship culture हमारे मुल्क में बहुत कम है. I believe that is something that the West has adopted, and they even till today do very effective mentorships. Again, these are not structured programs, but these are again informal programs. लेकिन इससे बहुत help होती है. Students have a resource they can tap into. Pakistan में unfortunately we don't, but again I think वो requirement ही नहीं है. If someone reaches out to me and says that I'm in my first year of university, but I want to become a pharmaceutical entrepreneur, trust me, इंसान को अच्छा लगता है. You feel good when someone reaches out to you and says, "I want you as a mentor." Either I have never seen anyone reach out to me as a mentor. I have not seen many people being reached out to as mentors. So chambers can do that. They can provide mentors in different industries to students, and of course, जो हम academic industrial linkage की बात करते हैं, our members are in various sectors, various fields. तो आपके जो students हैं, they can come to us and they can ask us for field visits to get a flavor of the industry that they would want to go in. So chambers can help out in a lot of ways.
I'm very thankful you brought this subject of mentorship, because here I would like to reach out to the students. I teach in my class that mentorship can play such a huge difference. And here right now is a person who has a huge footprint in especially the pharmaceutical sector, and he's saying himself कि मुझे आज तक कोई student reach out नहीं करा. And if I say कि if somebody wants to reach out to you, you will definitely respond. Absolutely. And would be able to guide him to a much better, target and focus in life.
Absolutely.
चलिए next question की तरफ चलते हैं कि माशाल्लाह you have a big global experience. Wall Street पे आप गए and you led Pakistan in top pharmaceutical groups. What major gaps do you see or you observe in today's workforce that's going to enter the market, especially our students?
Ji, the biggest sort of drawback that I see right now is again जो बात आपने की, the academic industry linkage part. Again, I feel कि it's become more of a buzzword. A lot of people use this word, but they don't really practically know कि इसका मकसद क्या है. When I was in the US और जब मैं वहाँ investment banking, when I entered my career, before entering Wall Street or going to New York, I had a good flavor of a lot of industries across different states of the US. KG, how is investment banking be done in San Francisco or LA versus Atlanta versus New York? यहाँ पे I feel कि a lot of times when the student comes in to the practical life, that's the first time they're stepping foot into a business. When I look at the pharmaceutical sector, very technical sector, you've got pharmacists, chemists, microbiologists, a lot of different people from technical backgrounds. But when they come into the business, they don't really understand the 360-degree dynamics of a business. They work in silos. They'll come in and they'll say, "Hey, I'm a chemist, so I'll just work on the chemistry side. I'm a production person, I'll work on the production side." But eventually you have to make sense of the entire business value chain. अगर आपको वैल्यू चेन बिजनेस की समझ आएगी कि जी मेरा पार्ट, माय साइंस इज contributing this part to the value chain, and ultimately this is how the company is going to monetize, and that's how I will earn, and then I will also grow in my career. Ultimately, financial rewards are needed. So I feel that is required कि बच्चों को वैल्यू चेन पूरी समझाई जाए जिस बिजनेस की, जो भी वो पढ़ाई कर रहे हैं, जिसमें उन्हें जाना है. एंड सेकेंडली, आई ऑल्सो बिलीव लॉट ऑफ द किड्स डोंट यूज द alumni networks. माशाल्लाह, इकरा इज अ ग्रेट यूनिवर्सिटी. as alumni sitting in a lot of top positions. अब like mentorship lacking है. मैं यहाँ ये भी देखता था कि when I was in the US, I went to the University of Virginia. तो anytime a kid would send me an email when I was sitting at JP Morgan that hey, I'm a first year at the university, you're my alumni, and can you help me? Trust me, you know, एकदम आपका एक bond develop होता है. When someone from your own university emails you. So a lot of times मैं बच्चों को ये भी कहता हूँ कि when you're sitting in universities and you lot of time complain कि जी हमें opportunities नहीं मिल रही हैं, हम आगे किससे बात करें, कैसे आगे जाएं, तो मैं उनसे हमेशा ये कहता था कि आपने अपनी यूनिवर्सिटी की alumni डायरेक्टरी निकाली है और आपने अपने alumni में आइडेंटिफाई किए हैं वो alumni जो वो काम कर रहे हैं जो आप करना चाह रहे हैं. I'm sure there's someone who's doing what you exactly want to do in a few years. Reach out to that person. Let me tell you, alumni networks are very strong. Alumni में एक वो natural bond होता है. इकरा का आज एक बच्चा है और इकरा का अगर एक ग्रेजुएट कहीं इंडस्ट्री चला रहा है तो वो जरूर हेल्प आउट करता है. और ये भी मुझे एक लैकिंग अदर देन मेंटरशिप आई आल्सो सी कि ये भी यहाँ पे एक बहुत लैकिंग है दैट यू नो.
अगेन आई वुड से दैट यू हैव पॉइंटेड आउट अनदर एरिया जहाँ ये बच्चे उस रिसोर्स को यूज कर सकते हैं. आई हैव बीन टीचिंग फॉर लास्ट गुड 20 years एंड आई कैन अश्योर यू व्हाट यू जस्ट सेड कि जब हमारे एलुमनाई रीच आउट करते हैं तो ये कहते हैं कि कोई इकरा के बच्चे
जी.
So you know उनकी एक वो bonding association definitely होती है.
Absolutely.
So if you are going to write to them, definitely they would feel good about
Yes,
it, and
yes.
that association can culminate into something strong.
Absolutely.
यहाँ आपसे quickly एक आपकी राय भी लेना चाहूँगा regarding Gen Z, because of course you're running for big pharmacy industries and you would be hiring a lot of young people. तो थोड़ी सी complaint आती है इनके attitude के हवाले से या इनके work के हवाले से, but at the same time I see a lot of potentially good characteristic traits in these people. So what are your opinion and views about our Gen Z?
देखिए अब I believe कि if you look at the industrial revolution that happened post World War II, आज जो हम दुनिया में इंडस्ट्रियलाइजेशन देखते हैं सारी वर्ल्ड वॉर II के बाद हुई. और वर्ल्ड वॉर II के बाद एक कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ हायरार्की डेवलप हुआ था विच वाज ए सॉर्ट ऑफ अ ट्रायंगुलर मैनेजमेंट स्ट्रक्चर जिसके टॉप पे CEO बैठता था एंड एवरीथिंग वुड ट्रिकल डाउन फ्रॉम द CEO. कि CEO के नीचे लाइन मैनेजमेंट हैं जी, योर C-suite इज देयर, योर CFO, CEO, आप उसको बताते हैं, फिर वो नीचे अपने लाइन मैनेजर्स को बताते हैं, एंड देन सॉर्ट ऑफ एवरीथिंग इज ट्रिकलिंग डाउन from the CEO level. ये इंडस्ट्रियल रेवोल्यूशन के बाद आया, it worked well. But I believe कि आज जो Gen Z आ गई है उस पे ये मॉडल, ये हायरार्की is not working, the triangle hierarchy. I believe it has been turned upside down. आज with the Gen Zs, it's more about servant leadership. The term is servant leadership. I believe कि वो जो पुराने CEO की लीडरशिप थी कि जी CEO साहब कमरे में बैठेंगे और फरमान जारी करेंगे और उस फरमान पे फिर पूरी लोग काम करेंगे, that used to kill creative thinking. क्योंकि assembly lines थी. After World War II क्या हुआ था जी, assembly lines हैं, नट स्क्रू हो रहा है, गाड़ियां बन रही हैं. अब देखिए 2000s तक brick and mortar businesses, industries were the source of wealth creation. तो क्या था, वो creativity मारता था. No matter how creative you were, on the assembly line BMW wants you to put the nut like this. उसको से कोई गर्ज नहीं, बल्कि आप स्लो डाउन करते थे. अगर आप उसे कहते थे नहीं यार नट यूं नहीं, वो कहता नहीं, we have a time, this is the assembly line, you have to follow. Hence the instruction, hence that model जिसमें CEO से लेके instructions down follow करनी है, and the individual creativity used to be actually killed. And it used to be discouraged कि जनाब ये SOP दिया गया है, this is how we are working, because industrial output mattered. Some 2000 के बाद हमने देखा the wealth creation is now happening from the digital side. अब आपको the Walmarts of the world नहीं नजर आ रहे leading the top, I would say the Forbes 500 list or the top Forbes richest list. आज आपको IT के लोग उसमें नजर आते हैं. You see the Jeff Bezos of the world, you see the Mark Zuckerbergs of the world. अब ये वो technologies हैं या businesses हैं जिसमें disruptive technologies आई हैं, and they've disrupted the traditional value chains. तो अब वो industrial revolution से अब काम जा रहा है towards the digital world, Internet of Things, IT is the next spectrum. People are making money from information technology. अब वहाँ creativity matters. And the old जो model था that used to kill creativity. So now I believe servant leadership is required. Now the CEO has to go to every line. It's not the other way around. Everyone's going to CEO साहब, sir, this is what I've done. Do you approve? Yes, approve, not approved. अब ये है कि the CEO should go down with the Gen Zs. If you have a line manager or you have a worker, आप जाएं और आप उसे कहें कि how can I help you and assist you in making your job better? Do you have a better way of doing what I've given you? मैंने आपको एक task दिया है, मैंने कहा आप ऐसे कर लें. But do you think there's a better way we can do this task? take out the creativity. So I believe Gen Z को हमें थोड़ा सा एक जो leadership, the way the older structures work, उससे हटके करना पड़ेगा. But then again, you capitalize on their creativity. I believe आज की जो बच्चा है, जो Gen Z का बच्चा है, much more creative than a kid that was around 20-30 years ago, because of the technologies, because of the resources they have available to them. So I think businesses now also have to make use of that with the Gen Zs.
So I'm very impressed with your answer, because most of the time what I receive from the answer is that they highlight the negatives, but reaching out to them, जैसे हम management में कहते हैं, management by walking around. So you have to reach out to your team, talk to them. So that's a very positive way to share your thoughts, that you reach out to these people, because absolutely they are more creative without any doubt.
Yes.
And they might be knowing so many different ways of achieving that.
Yes.
आपकी सर कंपनी की तरफ आते हैं, बायोलैब, जो माशाल्लाह across industries and across countries काम कर रही है. I would love to know कि what exactly Biolab does. How were you able to found it, or was it a family business? And क्या emerging trends आ रहे हैं health care में, pharmaceutical में, और एकेडमिया किस तरह align कर सकती है अपने आप को उन emerging trends के लिए?
जी, Biolabs basically is a pharmaceutical group which is in the top 50 pharmaceutical entities of Pakistan. Basically, we are right now exporting to more than 20 countries. Export का हमारा footprint spans from Central Asia to Far East Asia to Africa, and that is our focus as well, to take Pakistani products and our pharmaceutical products globally. We were the only company that worked during COVID in the US when hand sanitizers were in high demand. So US, when the only Pakistani company that was able to export was our company. So my focus, because of my, I guess, corporate American background, was always to focus on the export markets. So Biolabs today is a leading pharmaceutical manufacturer, exporter, or what we are seeing in the future, or what our trajectory is that we want to become a company that is on the cutting edge of healthcare today. We want to bring out the products that will be required in the next 10 to 20 years, because healthcare mein you have to sort of predict where the next pandemic is going to come from. Jab COVID aaya tha, if you remember, the COVID wave was going on, and we used to see the Delta variant, and then we used to see another variant. The pharma industry was running one step ahead, trying to take out remedies for these variants. So I believe that a lot of times the pharma industry has to actually sort of project what diseases are going to be around. Diabetes की क्या position होगी 10 साल बाद? How is your cardiovascular health going to look like 10 years down the road? Health is evolving very rapidly. So इसमें you have to sort of see what the next wave is. Biotech is big now. Stem cells की हम बहुत बात कर रहे हैं. Stem cells पे बहुत काम हो रहा है. Future में एक और जो बहुत बड़ा काम हो रहा है in the pharmaceutical industry, this is where I feel the kids और आज के जो students हैं उनको देखना चाहिए, are basically drug delivery mechanisms. इन पे बहुत ज़्यादा काम हो रहा है. For example, today, how do you take a drug in your body? अगर आपको एंटीबायोटिक चाहिए तो आप टैबलेट ले लेते हैं, या आप उसका इंजेक्शन लगा लेते हैं, या you take a syrup. So these are 2-3 forms. Why can't you inhale an antibiotic? You've never been able to inhale. Inhalers आते हैं, लेकिन inhalers are used mostly on the anti-allergy side. ये allergy है तो inhaler use हो जाएगा. But अब drug delivery पे बात हो रही है कि why can't you just take 2 puffs and have the antibiotic go in you? Why can't you take 2 puffs and have the histamine go in you? या आपने antiviral कोई लेनी है. तो अब drug delivery mechanism से बहुत काम होना शुरू हो गया कि how do you deliver the drug in the human body in a way? Patches, transdermal patches का आज तक use बहुत कम था. सिर्फ आप muscular spasms के लिए use करते थे, या any skin condition. You would never use a transdermal or a skin patch as an antibiotic. आज अब ये होने लगा है कि people who would like to take antibiotics, slow releasing all day antibiotics, आपको याद नहीं रहता, सुबह दोपहर शाम की डोज होती है, sometimes you miss a dose and you're like, oh I don't know. तो अब वो transdermal patches आने शुरू हो गए, which will have pre-fed doses in them, और आप याद रखें ना रखें 5 days के लिए आप वो लगाएंगे, वो 5 days आपको antibiotic दे देगा, आप उतार के फेंक देंगे, आपको कोई याद
This is actually happening.
This is actually happening. आपको कोई याद रखने की जरूरत नहीं कि जी मैंने कब सुबह गोली लेनी थी, शाम को लेनी थी, मेडिसिन में भूल गया अपनी लेना. So this is what's happening now, and stem cells, biotech, this is the next wave, and that's where Biolabs is also heading. We are also
Biolabs is actually working on these modern cutting edge trends
Ji,
that are coming in the next?
absolutely. We are working on a few new products जो we believe are the way of the future. पाकिस्तान में देखें इस वक्त we have a couple of situations we're dealing with. एक हमारे यहाँ diabetes is becoming a big pandemic. Obesity is becoming a huge issue. Cancer. आज हम बात करते हैं, अगर आप विमेन से लेके मेन में बात करें, प्रेवलेंस ऑफ कैंसर इज गॉन रियली हाई, और अभी भी कैंसर में दवाएं ज्यादातर इंपोर्ट होती हैं. वी डोंट हैव अ लॉट ऑफ इंडिजिनस लोकल मैन्युफैक्चरिंग. वैक्सीन्स अनदर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट एस्पेक्ट. हम अक्सर सुनते हैं कि हमारे पास एंटी रेबीज वैक्सीन नहीं है, स्नेक वेनम वैक्सीन नहीं है, बेसिक टेटनस इज द बेसिक वैक्सीन जो बनती है वो भी पाकिस्तान में नहीं बनती, आज इंपोर्ट होती है. तो बायोलॉजिकल्स में भी बहुत काम होने वाला है. एंड अगेन दिस इज ऑल्सो बीइंग पुश्ड बाय द गवर्नमेंट. तो ये आप कह सकते हैं कि आर द न्यू फ्यूचर सेगमेंट्स जिसमें हम भी फोकस कर रहे हैं, द इंडस्ट्री इज आल्सो फोकसिंग.
But that shows that there is a huge potential, because if they don't exist, then
Absolutely.
the playing field is very much.
Absolutely.
सर, आज हमने आपके साथ एक MOU साइन किया है, एंड स्पेशली चेंबर के हवाले से बात हो रही है, विच इज़ एन इम्पॉर्टेंट माइलस्टोन फॉर इकरा एंड एज वेल एज चेंबर. बट आप भी उस वक्त बात कर रहे थे कि जनरली कुछ MOUs बड़े फॉर द हैक ऑफ इट हो जाते हैं और उसमें कोई ख़ास काम नहीं होता. तो हम इसको और ज़्यादा प्रैक्टिकल कैसे कर सकते हैं दोनों ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस मिलके, कि इससे बेनिफिट हमारे स्टूडेंट्स को भी हो, हमारी फैकल्टी को भी हो, और चेंबर को भी इन रिटर्न एक अच्छा खासा ह्यूज रिसोर्स जो अवेलेबल है उससे बेनिफिट मिल सके.
जी, एब्सोल्युटली, वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट. एंड यहीं पे मैं वो बात करता हूँ कि जो एकेडमिक इंडस्ट्री लिंकेजेस है कि उसको बज़वर्ड से आगे जाना चाहिए. अ लॉट ऑफ टाइम्स इट्स जस्ट ऑप्टिक्स, उससे बियॉन्ड नहीं होता. मैं तो इस MOU को समझता हूं कि हमें प्रैक्टिकल बनाने के लिए 2-3 स्टेप्स लेने चाहिए. एक, जिस तरह मैंने आपसे मेंटोरशिप की बात की, कि इमीडिएटली वी शुड स्टार्ट असाइनिंग मेंटोर्स टू दीज किड्स. अगेन, चेंबर के पास वो सक्सेसफुल बिजनेसमैन हैं, वो इंडस्ट्रियलिस्ट मौजूद हैं जो अपने अपने फील्ड ऑफ वर्क में दे आर कंसिडर्ड टू बी ओपिनियन लीडर्स, और दे आर कंसिडर्ड टू बी इंडस्ट्री लीडर्स. तो उनके साथ लिंकअप किया जाए. अगेन, थोड़ा सा एकेडमिक इंडस्ट्री लिंकेज को हम सिर्फ एक वन लेंस स्पेक्ट्रम इंटर्नशिप्स के नाम से देखते हैं. अक्सर बस मैंने देखा जी इंटर्नशिप कर लो तो एकेडमिक इंडस्ट्री लिंकेज होगी. नो, इट्स वे बियॉन्ड दैट. जिस तरह मैंने एक्सटर्नशिप्स की बात की, वीक लॉन्ग रोटेशंस दैट स्टूडेंट्स डू, फास्ट रोटेशंस दे कैन डू इन डिफरेंट. इंटर्नशिप तो एक फैक्ट्री में या एक इंडस्ट्री में या एक कंपनी में होती है. लॉट ऑफ टाइम्स यू कैन सेंड समवन फॉर अ समर टू गो इन 7 कंपनीज, तो वो 7 कंपनियों के कल्चर देख के आ सकता है. कंपनीज आर आल्सो डिफरेंट, देयर कॉर्पोरेट कल्चर्स आर आल्सो डिफरेंट. लॉट ऑफ टाइम्स वन फार्मा कंपनी में बी डूइंग वेल, बट कॉर्पोरेट कल्चर में भी टॉक्सिक. लॉट ऑफ टाइम्स आप जाते हैं किसी कंपनी का कॉर्पोरेट कल्चर बहुत अच्छा है, मे बी बाहर वो काम अच्छा नहीं कर रहे. तो द स्टूडेंट शुड गेट अ फ्लेवर ऑफ एवरीथिंग, एंड देन दे आर एबल टू इवन सी कि यार व्हाट कॉर्पोरेट कल्चर वर्क्स फॉर मी. Do I fit in this corporate culture? So I think programs like that, हम उसमें आपके साथ काम करें, जिसमें we give them fast rotation into different sectors. Plus then we can also link you up with the trade bodies. For example, APTEMA works on textile, PPMA works on the pharmaceuticals. तो जो trade specific bodies हैं chamber में हम चाहेंगे कि हम वो भी आपके साथ उनको connect किया जाए. And then again जो हमारा एक बहुत बड़ा profile होता है with the policy makers, we engage lot with the foreign embassies. हमारा बहुत बड़ा काम bilateral trade पे होता है. तो वहाँ पे again the students should get an exposure, and I believe ICRA के students अगर हमारी for example when we have foreign missions, foreign ambassadors, foreign ministers जब वो हमें visit करते हैं तो bilateral trade पे ही बात करते हैं कि this is what we need from Pakistan, this is what Pakistan can give us. And if a student is sitting there, वो कम से कम अपने future के बारे में सोच सकता है कि यार this is what the world needs. तो हम उसमें भी चाहेंगे कि एक global spectrum के लिए बच्चों को engage किया जाए with the diplomatic community as well.
बहुत ज़बरदस्त आपने बातें कही, and I would really want to reach out to you after this. And हम मेरा ख्याल है कि हम पायलट ज़रूर करना चाहेंगे जो आपने स्पेशली कॉइन की है टर्म एक्सटर्नशिप.
जी.
It can be a very interesting way to expose our students to all these different kind of organizations.
Absolutely.
बहुत मज़ेदार बातें की उस्मान साहब. Towards reaching the end of the session, I would want to ask you any advice that you would want to give to our students, our faculty, and even our alumni in general, that how they can further, develop themselves in the current scenario. Pakistan बड़ी challenging जगह हुई भी है इस वक्त. Unfortunately, everybody wants to leave Pakistan. But आज से 2 साल पहले तक शायद it was something nice, but now the world that you see is in total chaos. So maybe that's not the only way out.
Yes, yes.
And you being an industrialist, you're running a business in Pakistan, you don't have any intention to take your company to Dubai whatsoever.
Sure.
So some positive, advice, piece of advice here.
देखिए, I always say one thing कि we are a country of 250 million, the fifth or the sixth largest population-wise country in the world. ये एक ecosystem है. A lot of the kids that are disillusioned today, जो आज कहते हैं कि जी हमारा शायद मुस्तकबिल इस मुल्क में नहीं है, मैं उनको कहता हूँ if you look at the global world now, it's very different from what it used to be in the 90s and the early 2000s.
Absolutely.
आज पूरी दुनिया भी inward looking हो गई है. Look what Trump is doing in the US. वो तो आज कह रहा है जी immigrants चले जाएं, हमने जॉब्स ही सिर्फ अपनों को देनी है. ये जो टैरिफ की पूरी वॉर दुनिया में स्टार्ट हो गई है, ये अपनी टेरिटरी को मार्क करने की वॉर है कि जी आप अगर मुझे सामान बेचोगे अपने मुल्क का तो फिर आप इतना टैक्स दोगे तो मेरे मुल्क में बिकेगा. हम सारी पिछले 20-30 साल ग्लोबल विलेज और ये बातें सुनते रहे कि जी दुनिया तो एक होने जा रही है, दुनिया तो. और अब अगर आप लास्ट 5-6 years से लुक व्हाट ब्रेक्सिट डिड. Years it took Europe to join themselves, come into the euro. सालों साल की मेहनत और एक दिन में ब्रेक्सिट ने उसको निकाल दिया और उनका जी हमें we don't want to be part of this European Union anymore. तो यही आप मोदी साहब का देख रहे हैं इंडिया में, वो हिंदुत्व. Everywhere we're seeing that inward looking policies are coming.
Very right.
American saying कि जी आप Mexicans को निकाल दें, हमने इनको करना. Europeans are saying, French are saying, throw all the immigrants out, we don't want them. तो दुनिया में अब जो मुहिम चल रही है वो मैं देख रहा हूँ, वो चल रही है to safeguard their own interest, to safeguard their own population. और आप जहां भी जाएंगे आप एक सेकंड क्लास सिटीजन होंगे. आज हमने यूएस में सुना कि लोग ग्रीन कार्ड, कभी सुनने में नहीं आया था कि ग्रीन कार्ड भी कैंसिल हो सकता है. वीजा कैंसिलेशन तो वी हैड हर्ड, बट ग्रीन कार्ड वी थॉट यू आर एन अमेरिकन सिटीजन, वो आज होना शुरू हो गया. तो देखिए अपॉर्चुनिटी जो आपके अपने मुल्क में है, जो आपका अपना मुल्क देता है, एट द एंड मैं यही कहता हूं आप नंबर 1 जो ए सिटीजन होते हैं वो अपनी कंट्री के होती है. बाकी तमाम दुनिया में BC सिटीजन होते हैं. एंड अल्टीमेटली इफ योर राइट्स कैन बी टेकन अवे बाय अ कंट्री, दे मे, लाइक वी आर सीइंग ग्लोबली, and you may not have any rights. So ये more of a reason for you to look for opportunities here. Yes, अब बाहर की दुनिया वो नहीं रही जो पहले थी. Competition has evolved दुनिया में अब, लेकिन हमें और जगहों पे देखना है. I feel हम western oriented रहे हैं. I look at Africa, अब हमारा कई अफ्रीका के साथ joint ventures होने जा रहे हैं. Saudi Arabia is opening up a lot. बांग्लादेश अभी recently has started doing a lot of work with Pakistan. तो I think region में हम लोग अपनी कनेक्टिविटी को स्ट्रॉन्गर करें. Even if our kids want to go, मैं ये नहीं कहता कि बाहर जाना गलत है. You should go, but you should always have an angle to come back and know this कि you will always be a second grade citizen in whatever country you're in. And if one day that country decides that they don't want you, they may even throw you out at some point, like we're seeing globally what's happening these days. तो मैं तो हमेशा ये कहता हूँ कि रीजन में अपना एंगल देखें. What can you do in Central Asia? आपसे 1 घंटा दूर ताशकंद की फ्लाइट है, less than कराची, 1.5 घंटे की फ्लाइट है. It's a whole new world when you go to Central Asia. But we, unfortunately, our kids, due to Western media, Western culture, too fixated on Europe and the US. वो 90s और 2000s के यूरोप US थे और बहुत अच्छे थे. आज के यूरोप US and the Western world is not the Western world जो बच्चों ने मूवियों में देखा या हॉलीवुड की मूवियां देख के वो आज बड़े हुए. The American dream is not what it used to be 20 years ago. That American dream has really changed.
Brilliant. Some very good piece of advice, some very good intellectual discussion, very good insight overall. बड़ा मजा आया आपसे बात करके उस्मान शौकत साहब. Thank you very much for coming to Islamabad campus at night, and we would love to host you again.
Thank you so much. Thank you.